Good morning. Now we are discussing about the plant tissue culture, particularly growth, maintenance, and applications of the plant tissue culture. The tissue culture it is the in vitro cultivation of plant cell or tissue under aseptic and controlled environmental conditions in liquid or on semi-solid well-defined nutrient medium for the production of primary and secondary metabolites or to regenerate the plant. So it will grow under the aseptic condition in controlled environmental manner in vitro. Maybe it is liquid or it is semi-solid nutrient in the in nutrient medium. Establishment and maintenance of the various culture. The growth, establishment and maintenance of the different types of plant tissue cultures, mainly in the various culture systems, mainly growth of gallus masses on solidified media. That means that is called as static culture or gallus culture. One more, growth in liquid media. That means that is called as suspension culture, which consists of mixture of the single cells or cell aggregates. Another, protoplast culture, which comes under gallus culture, that is static tissue culture or suspension culture. Till the protoplast culture can be grown as gallus culture and suspension culture. The gallus culture it is an amorphous aggregate of loosely arranged parenchyma cells which proliferate from mother cells. The cultivation of gallus, usually on a solidified nutrient medium under the aseptic conditions, is known as gallus culture, which unlike tumor tissue, the cell division takes place periclinically. Initiation of the gallus culture. Mainly, that initiation first important one selection and preparation of the explant. The selection for the preparation of gallus culture, organ or culture is selected such as segments of root or stem, leaf primordia, flower structure or fruit etc. Then preparation. Excised parts of the plant organ are first washed with tap water, then sterilized with 0.1% of mercury chloride or 2% weight by volume sodium hypochlorite solution for 15 minutes. In the case of the plant organ containing waxy layer, the material is either pre-treated with wetting agents, that means ethanol 70 to 90% or 20 and 1 to 20 drops into 100 or other detergents are added to the sterilization solution to reduce the water repulsion. Wash the sterilized explants with sterile glass distilled water and cut aseptically into small segments. That means 2 to around 2 to 5 mm. The selection of culture medium. The organ is to be cultured in well-defined nutrient medium containing inorganic and organic nutrients and vitamins. The culture of the medium depends on the species of the plant and a particular experiment. The MS medium is quite stable for dicot tissues because of relatively high concentration of nitrate, potassium and ammonium ions in comparison to other media. Growth hormones are adjusted in the medium according to the objective of the culture. That means example axids, IBA and NAA are widely used in the medium for rooting and in combination with the cytokinin for shoot proliferation. 2,4-D and 2,4,5-T are effective for good growth of the Gallus culture. This is also quite favorable for monocot tissues or explant. The selected semi-solid nutrient is prepared, the pH of the medium is adjusted around 5 to 6 and poured into cultured vessels or culture tubes, plucked and sterilized by autoclaving. Transfer of explant. Surface sterilized organs from the stem, root or tuber or leaf etc. is transferred aseptically into the vessel containing semi-solid culture medium. Incubation of culture. The inoculated vessels are transferred into POD incubator with a auto-controlled device. Incubate at 25 to 28 degrees centigrade using light and dark cycles of each 12 hours duration. Nutrient medium is supplemented with oxygen to induce the cell division. After 3 to 4 weeks, gallus should be about 5 times the size of the explant. Many tissue plants possess some degree of polarity with the result that the gallus is formed most early at one surface. In stem segment, gallus is formed particularly from that surface which in vivo is directed towards the root. Gallus is formed through three stages of the development. Mainly, the three stages are induction, cell division, and cell differentiation. First, induction. During this stage, metabolic activities of the cell will increase. With the result, the cell accumulates organic contents and finally divide into number of cells. The length of this phase depends upon the functional potential of the explant and the environmental conditions of the cell division stage. Cell division. This is the phase of active cell division as the explant cells revert to meristematic stage. Then cell differentiation. This is the phase of cellular differentiation, that is morphological and physiological differentiation occur leading to the formation of secondary metabolites. Then maintenance. After sufficient time of gallus growth on the same medium, the changes will occur, that is depletion of nutrients in the medium, gradual loss of water, accumulation of metabolic toxins. Hence, the maintenance of the growth in gallus culture, it becomes necessary to subculture the gallus into the fresh medium. Gallus tissue mainly appear of the following different colors. White, if grown in dark due to the absence of chlorophyll. Green, if grown in light. Yellow, due to development of carotenoid pigments in greater amounts. Purple color, due to accumulation of anthocyanins in vacuoles. Brown, due to excretion of phenolic substance and formation of quinones. The cells in Gallus tissue vary in shape from spherical to elongated. Next, suspension culture. Suspension culture contains a uniform suspension of separate cells in liquid medium. For the preparation of suspension culture, Gallus fragments is transferred to the liquid medium, which is agitated continuously to keep the cells separate. Agitation can be achieved by rotary shaker system attached within the POD incubator at a rate of 50 to 150 rpm. After sufficient number of cells are produced, subculturing can be done in fresh liquid medium. Single cells can also be obtained from the fresh plant organ. Isolation of suspension culture. Isolation of the single cell from the Gallus culture. Gallus culture, that means Gallus tissue, it is selected and placed in the petri dish on a sterile filter paper and cut into small pieces with the help of sterile scalpel. Selected small piece of Gallus fragment about 300 to 500 mg and transferred into flask containing about 60 ml of liquid nutrient medium. The flask is agitated at 50 to 150 rpm to make the separation of the cells in the medium. Degain the medium and resuspend residue by gently rotating the flask. And finally, transfer 1/4 of the entire residue to fresh medium, followed by sieving the medium to obtain the degree of uniformity of the cells. Isolation of the single cell from the plant organ. The plant organ single cell can be isolated by one of the following method. One is, the methods are two. One is mechanical method, another one is enzymatic method. Mechanical method. Mechanical method, the surface sterilized fresh leaves are grinded in grinding medium. That means when 1:4 ratio, 20 micromole sucrose, 10 micromole magnesium chloride, 20 micromole tris HCl sulfur at pH 7.8 in the glass pestle mortar. The homogenate is passed through muslin cloth, then washed with sterile distilled water, centrifuged with the culture medium, sieved and placed on culture dish for the inoculation. Enzymatic method. The leaves are taken from 60 to 80 day old plant and sterilized by immersing them in the 70% ethanol solution followed by hypochlorite solution treatment. Then washed with sterile double distilled water, placed on sterile tile and peeled off the lower surface with sterile forceps. Cut the peeled surface area of the leaves into small pieces, transfer them into an Erlenmeyer flask containing about 20 ml of filtered sterilized enzyme solution. Incubate the flask at 25 degrees centigrade for 2 hours. During the incubation, change the enzyme solution with the fresh one at every 30 minutes. Wash the cell twice with a culture medium and place them in the culture dish. Maintenance of the suspension culture. Maintenance of the suspension culture can be done by three ways. One is batch suspension culture, and a semi-continuous suspension culture, and a continuous suspension culture. First one, batch suspension culture. In this technique, the cells are allowed to multiply in the liquid medium, which is continuously agitated to break up cell aggregates. The system is closed with respect to additions or removal of the culture, except for circulation of air. In this technique, to combat the growth again at the stationary phase, more amount of nutrient medium is added to the original culture, or the cells are to be transferred into the fresh medium. Each fresh medium containing the culture constitutes a batch. Such cultures are grown again and again for the purpose of the experiment to achieve certain specific objectives. In batch culture, there is no steady state of growth, hence it is not ideal for the commercial production of the secondary metabolites. Then semi-continuous suspension culture. In this type, the system is open. It is designed for periodic removal of culture and addition of fresh medium. Hence, the growth is continuously maintained. Continuous suspension culture. The volume of the culture remains constant and fresh medium and culture are continuously added and withdrawn respectively. The important feature of the continuous culture is the proliferation of cell occurs under constant conditions. Continuous culture is closed and open type. In the closed type, addition of fresh medium is balanced by the outflow of spent medium. The cell passing through the outgoing medium are separated mechanically and reintroduced into the culture for the continuous growth of the cell biomass. And open type, the continuous system, it involves regulated UV medium and balancing harvest of equal volume of culture. The open system is further two types depend upon the regulation technique. That means hemostat and thermostat. The hemostat, the desired rate of growth is maintained by adjusting a level of concentration of nutrient by constant inflow of fresh medium. In thermostat, on the contrary, the input of medium is intermittent and it is mainly required to maintain the cell density in the culture. Applications of the plant tissue culture. The plant tissue culture technology has been used in almost all the fields of bioscience. The desirable products produced by plant tissue cultures are as diverse as is industry itself. Its main application includes production of phytopharmaceuticals, biochemical conversions, clonal propagation, that means micropropagation, and the production of immobilized plant cells. Production of phytopharmaceuticals. The use of plant tissue culture for the production of phytopharmaceuticals was started in 1959 when Winstein et al. Studied agave for the production of steroids using tissue culture method. Dioscorea was reported to contain industrially useful steroids by 1966, but it was 1969 when Call reported the production of 1.2% dry weight dioxin by tissue culture of Dioscorea sylvatica. During the last 2 decades, advancement into tissue culture technology, such as development of hairy root cultures, immobilized plant cell systems, and a technique to enhance the excretion of desired product into medium, has resulted in promising findings for a variety of medicinally important substances from several medicinal plants. And biochemical conversion. That means bio transformation. The conversion of small part of chemical molecule by means of biological system is termed as biotransformation. It is a process in which the substrate can be modified. For example, digitalis lanata cell cultures have ability to effect hydroxylation, acetylation, glycosylation, etc. It is reported that digitalis lanata strain 291 can convert beta-methyl digitoxin into beta-methyl digoxin. Cell suspension culture of Strophanthus gratus affects various biochemical conversions of digitoxygenate. Monoterpene bioconversions are reported with menthol culture. It can convert menthol to neomenthol and buligone to isomenthol. Photobilum beldatum in semicontinuous culture can produce anti-cancer drugs by biotransformation of synthetic dibenzyl butanoids to lignates suitable for conversion to adiposide. In some tissue culture, stereospecific biotransformation is also reported, which is important for the isolation of optically active compound from racemic mixture. Example of cell culture of Nicotiana tabacum selectively hydrolyzes or configurational form of monoterpenes like boronal acetate and isoboronal acetate. Apart from the above mentioned biochemical conversions, many other like saponification, esterification, epoxidation, oxidation, methylation, and isomerization are also reported. Next, clonal propagation. The clonal propagation nothing but otherwise called as micropropagation. It is the technique to produce entire plant from single individual by asexual reproduction constitute a clone. This fact can be commercially utilized to produce high yielding crops of the desirable characters. In a short period of time, which otherwise show variation when grown using seeds. For example, Foliculum vulgare shows, that means fennel, shows wide variations in the yield and a comparison of the volatile oil, and by this technique, it has been reported to have uniform clones of fennel with a narrow variation in the volatile oil composition in comparison to the normal cultivation. The somagonal variation. In clonal propagation, clones are produced from the tissue culture with uniform characters, but few clones may show variations among the population of clones which were not present in the parent cells. This formation of variant clones from culture tissue is called somoclonal variations. Variations are two types: desirable variants and undesirable variants. Desirable variants can be used for the improvement of crops. The clone showing high productivity can be used for commercial purposes. That immobilization of plant cells. Immobilization of plant cells or enzymes has increased the utility of the plant cell biotechnology for the production of pharmaceuticals. The plant cells can be immobilized by using the matrices such as alginates, polyacrylamides, agarose, and polyurethane fibers. The immobilized cell systems may be used for the bioconversion such as codenone to codenine and digoxin to digoxin. Mainly, immobilized plant cells can be used for tracing the biosynthetic pathways of secondary metabolites and also can be used for carrying out biotransformation or biochemical reactions.